First tonight at 6, a neighborhood asking why and students grieving after gun violence took the life of a classmate over the weekend.
18-year-old Joseph Bonacorso was killed in what police called a domestic violence incident.
It's one of those things where, is it surprising? Yeah and no.
Police say they were called for a shooting. They found a woman who had been shot inside the garage. She survived, but 18-year-old Joseph was found dead inside the house. Police arrested Stephen Woods and charged him with first-degree murder. Woods is a teacher in the Smithville School District at Maple Elementary School. The superintendent says he's been placed on administrative leave.
2023 really could be the deadliest year on record for Kansas City. 144 people have been killed in our city so far this year. That number, just 119 this time last year. So these deaths are on pace with 2020, which was the deadliest year in Kansas City's history.
Staley students are dealing with the loss of one of their own.
KSHP 41's Alyssa Jackson highlighting the voice of a neighbor dealing with the aftermath.
In this neighborhood with pockets of people who know one another, they have a view that's hard to wrap their minds around.
Tonight, I'll be going around it in my, 30 times in my little routine I do. And, I'll be aware of it. I'll be aware of it.
Here, Stephen Woods is accused of killing 18-year-old Joseph Bonacorso. What's consistent in the court documents is there was a physical argument because of possible infidelity. Another person at the house called Bonacorso the son of the woman involved in the dispute. Based on witness statements, the argument escalated, and Bonacorso was shot several times and died at the scene.
And that day, I was walking my dog, and I saw who I believe is a suspect. And, fairly intimidating looking guy. I've always felt that because I see everybody around here.
The scene, far too graphic to show, is visible from the street. John Michelle could only describe it one way.
Yeah, it's spooky. I hate to word it that way. I don't mean any disrespect, but the front door is boarded up. The police officer we talked to, highly recommended, nobody go in there. You don't need to see.
Also over the weekend, 2 other Staley High School students were hurt in a separate shooting.
About 5 months ago, we were here when Staley High School students came together marching and calling for an end to violence after Ralph Yarl was shot. This student body and community have been through a lot.
I recall that night even more vividly. If you go that way, exactly 4 blocks, that poor young man who got shot, Mr. Yarrow.
Michelle says he can't help but to tap into his therapist side for Staley High School students right now.
It would be easy just to be quiet about it and not process, but these brains are still forming, and these are young minds that are collecting some very traumatic information, whether they know the individuals or not. And processing and seeing the correct therapist and trauma is highly recommended.
In the Northland, Alyssa Jackson, KSHB 41 News.